Hello viewers, welcome back. After the last video I spoke about Ray Dalio selling S&P 500 and increasing his position on consumer discretionary stocks. So in this way what he was doing, my thought is, because I'm from UK investor, I have my eyes on some of the consumer discretionary stocks, which is like Johnson & Johnson and Unilever. Johnson & Johnson is a US based company but have a big market share on the whole around the world. Plus similarly, as I'm a UK investor, I focus on one UK stock as well in my portfolio, which is based on UK but have a big market share also on the whole around the world. So Unilever actually operating in like around the world as like a Johnson & Johnson, but they both have some differences and they both have some completely different like targets, PE ratios and ups and downs. So today I'm going to share with you what I'm thinking, which one I'm buying and why I'm buying this one, what's the reason behind. If you like this kind of content to see, because I'm a dividend investor including the growth, so if you like some special picks, which one I want to pick it up for myself, which one I want to invest in, I think you can follow me and see the video. Thank you. If you like to see this kind of contents, don't forget to subscribe and like the video. Okay, let's go dive in. First I go to the chart of the Unilever and Johnson & Johnson's, what they're doing and what's the condition of the moment of those stock. So okay, here you go. So at the moment, first of all I go with the Unilever, the price chart of Unilever. Okay, so Unilever at the moment valuation is 39.46 by a UK price point. If you check the 5 years chart, actually it's been down from the all-time high to here at the moment like 24%. There's a marginal safety there if I want to get into the stock. PE ratio at the moment is 22. Similarly, if I jump onto the Johnson & Johnson, on the 5 year chart is actually all-time high at the moment, you can see, and if I go in max, you can see we are sitting on the all-time high at the moment. So that's the difference between Johnson & Johnson and Unilever. Though PE ratio at the moment Johnson & Johnson is 24, is a bit not too much difference with the Unilever, but just a little bit, but the safety is, marginal safety is more over in Unilever. And if you check in the dividend yield, Unilever paying like 3.78% dividend yield and Johnson & Johnson paying like a little bit less, not too much, it's just 2.5%, like 1% less. So that's make a big difference where you have a safety, marginal safety plus and a P ratio as well. Both actually in a very good value at the moment. Because of the marginal safety, I'm preferring a bit focusing on Unilever and plus taxation reason. So together I think that will be equivalent to Johnson & Johnson, though Johnson & Johnson is a very good company, better revenue, the growth is better than the Unilever. But because at the moment it is not, it is like at the moment 52-week high region 179 is 165 now. So compared to the Unilever, the 52-week high is 49, which is like more than 100 up, and at the moment 37, it was the 52-week low is close to 52-week low. So I feel like it's been more marginal safety in there. But if we check actually for the all-time high, like it's not that much. It is actually higher as well. It's growing honestly every single year, but from last few years it got a bit downtrend actually. So I think there is a good opportunity there to buy, get into at the moment and for the long run, 5-10 years, because I want to buy the stocks by through the Warren Buffett strategy. Buy the stock, you don't ever want to sell it, and the stock gonna be keep growing and the growth is actually there. Maybe 1 or 2 years the growth will not be that much, maybe it's gonna go flat, but on the long run you would get a good dividend and plus get a good return as well. So if I go to the chart more about this company Unilever, what they did in last 5 years. This last 5 years actually they did only 28% growth if you're holding the stock, including the dividend, and but without the dividend it only did not too much, 8%. If I go to the Johnson & Johnson, let me have a look a second. Here we go, it's coming up now. So Johnson & Johnson last 5 years, including the dividend, they did quite significantly very good than Unilever. That's what I told before. So they did like 57% including the dividend. Without the dividend is grown to us 38%, which is not bad. So if you jump to the valuation now, valuation metrics, so Johnson & Johnson at the moment is only 20% undervalued. And if I go to the Unilever valuation, let's go have a look. How does it look like? Is only 13% undervalued by through the book and everything. So if I check the future growth of Unilever, the future growth is showing 8.4, and compared to the Johnson & Johnson future growth, if you checked in here, is 8.9%, which is kind of similar, not too big difference here. But if I check the past performance, what they did, Unilever, jump on the Unilever past performance, they did like 2%, and Johnson & Johnson in here, same past performance, double check, they did very well, better than the Unilever, is 5.8%. So when I check the past performance, I always prefer to check actually return on equity. So you can see in here Johnson & Johnson return on equity was really good, including with considered to the market. They did 25.5%, which is really extremely very good. Return on asset was 10%, 10.2% than industry, and last year they did like 16.8% return to capital employed. If I compare to this one to Unilever past performance, let's see, they did a return on equity is like 30%, which is better than the Johnson & Johnson if I have a look. And return on asset, they did 8.1% compared to the UK market and industry, and plus last year they did 19.5%, which is not actually bad than Johnson & Johnson. If you check, this is the Johnson & Johnson what I'm showing you now, the chart, they did 10.2% return on asset, and return on capital here 16%. If I compare to the Unilever, they did 8%. It's very close, but return on capital employed is 19%. They did a bit better than the Johnson & Johnson. If I check to the financial now, I'll go on Unilever. Their financial look a bit scary because if you check actually at the moment they are at 132.8% debt to equity ratio. But if you check actually before in 2018 at the pandemic time, there was like 240% debt to equity ratio, and which is significantly go down with the time, lasted a couple of years, and it is at the moment sitting in 132, so which is actually not bad. This is positive news. So if I compare to the Johnson & Johnson, this kind of company actually most of them have a bit like most of the time have some debt, but Johnson & Johnson is comparatively with the Unilever is less, it's only 48%, which is really good, because Johnson & Johnson, I told you, like they are doing very good, significantly very good compared to the other company in the consumer discretionary sector. So if I check in here, debt level actually 132 is considerably high, but when you calculate with the last 5 years, from 107 actually it go to like 132. But if I look at the real chart, actually in some of the time actually they were been up like 240, so I need to keep in mind that one when I'm thinking about this one, about the Unilever. But Johnson & Johnson financial chart, when we see their balance sheet, so their increase actually a bit gone up. Even like 2018 it was 51%, but at the moment it's like 48%. It is not that much difference they made in last few years. But if you calculate about the Unilever last 5 years, their debt was really high then, and they pay back their debt in very big amount, big way, and so it is positive. If you check the cash flow, operating cash flow is the main important thing. I always want to have a look, is 78%. But Johnson & Johnson, what you can see here, and if I compare to the Unilever, the operating cash flow is 33%, which is really good as well. So compared to all the information what I showed here, it's look promising because of the UK investing stock, and because the PE ratio is quite similar, margin of safety is there, and dividend amount is very good. As I mentioned before, is 3.68% for Unilever here, and if I check to the Johnson & Johnson, dividend yield is it's coming out 2.57%, which is not bad. So if I check after this one, jump onto the ownership, what the big hedge funds and insider they're doing about the stock. So if you check about Unilever, insider are buying the stock really heavy, because it's at the moment like 52-week low. You can see in here Unilever member of board of directors, they keep buying the stocks. Quite a few people buying it. And if you check about the insiders like big hedge fund, you can see the most BlackRock, Vanguard, they increase their position, not too much, they sold it out. So if I check on Johnson & Johnson, what they are doing, actually they didn't bought any shares. So actually because they are like about 52-week high at the moment, so price is actually higher range, so nobody bought it. So if I go to the top shareholder, what they did actually, you can top shareholder, they increase their position as well in Johnson & Johnson. So I don't want to make the video any more longer, so I want to say a few things here that so if you want to jump into the stocks for like inflation and what gonna happen in the few years when the stop pumping the money, like giving like benefit checks and stimulus check in US and UK, so we're gonna see like inflation coming into the market. So inflation coming into the market, the most of the people, they stop buying the tissue. We can't stop buying the very necessary things what we need to buy for every single day. So in this sector, actually Unilever and Johnson & Johnson are big market. I think if you look around in your house, you will find definitely one or two products you're using for either Johnson & Johnson or Unilever. So this kind of product we use every single day. So if we can invest in this kind of stocks and company, in the long run, whatever the market sentiment gone up or down, market go like for the inflation, price go up, price go down, but this kind of stock gonna do good in the long run most of the time. So I'm looking forward to this kind of stock, investing in. I opened a position in Johnson & Johnson, very little, Unilever very little as well, not too much, less than £100. I'm trying to increase my position slow and steadily as much as possible, like a normal average Joe. I'm trying to increase my position. I hope you are similar, who work hard as well and as a small investor. So if you like this kind of comment, if you're still watching the video, I really appreciate your time, and stay tuned, keep subscribed, and so you can get more update coming on in the next video. Thank you very much. Bye for today.